this country, Saudi Arabia. I am the grandson of somebody, like any other Saudi, of people who sacrifice themselves to help the pilgrims and to help all those visitors to the kingdom, to make sure that pilgrimage will always be in the best way. How? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our creator, exalted be He, has blessed the kingdom of Saudi Arabia with wealth since 1980, since 1938. 1938. Saudi Arabia was never colonized. It's the only country in the world that was never colonized. Allah gave us huge amount of wealth through the oil, discovering the oil. My grandfather was the first martyr in the biggest fire that has happened in the history of fire in Saudi Arabia, oil fire. Sacrificing themselves to make sure that this oil comes so that the kingdom will have money to serve the pilgrims. I'm the grandson of the first martyr. The first martyr in the biggest fire ever happened. 20 days, 1939. 1939, July. My father was an orphan, and he worked for this oil company, Saudi Aramco. The whole oil and every wealth in the kingdom has been harnessed and utilized to make sure that all the people in the world, the Muslim, when they come to the kingdom, they have a very peaceful pilgrimage. This kingdom has never been as against anybody in the whole way. It has been making sure that it represents, regardless of the mistakes of people or whatever you see, regardless of the attacks that deliberately is happening as against the kingdom, it is still advancing very high. I worked in many places. I am home with my teachers here. And if I want to pay homage, first of all, I'll pay homage to those people here, the teachers. Because this is my club, and we've been in the field of teaching, and we know what the teachers are doing. No one on the face of the earth can repay teachers what they do or what they offer. No one except the Creator. Teachers dedicate themselves so highly, and they suffer on a daily basis. They suffer on a daily basis. They prepare, they burn the midnight oil to make sure that you are leaders. I've come here and I've enjoyed every minute with every Ghanaian, Muslim and non-Muslim. I'm not here. I'm here I have a program called Effective Islamic English Cross-Cultural Communication, because in the middle of what we're trying to do, build the whole world through Saudi Arabia and the Middle East, there are a lot of people who are bent on making sure that distortions of Islam and the Muslim are always there. So what we are trying to do to make sure that this program develop global leaders in a cross-cultural communication, including the Ghanaian, because you are so talented, you have the language, you have the capabilities, and you can make wonders for the world. It is not for convergence sake, in as much as knowing who we are as Muslim and what Islam stands for, that has been deliberately tarnished and targeted all the time by you know who, the colonizers who came here and have pushed their agenda into you, and still they are doing it all over the world. And you know whom I'm talking about. And they are still pilfering and stealing the money and the minerals of Africa, the most beautiful continent on the world that has not developed in the way that it should be. You know all that. And still they don't want Africa to boom or to advance. Saudi Arabia wants all the people, including any country, to prosper, but unfortunately there are some elements that will always stand in the way to make sure that Muslims and non-Muslims in Africa will not always go ahead or prosper. And these things cannot be hidden. But something I've noticed that is very important here. I've always seen Ghanaian as so nice and big-hearted, welcoming people. But today I've noticed something that hurt my feeling. Maybe I would sound harsh with the students here a little bit. You know, who is the founder of the school? Who is the founder of the school? Come on. Who founded the school? Who founded the school? When teachers were mentioned, everybody was clapping, everybody was shouting, we were happy. This side, not even one of them did, except for a few. Why is that? Very strange. Boys, I think you need to think seriously about your stand. The founder of the school is Sheikh Ismail, isn't he? He has made it available for you to make sure you study and you prosper in your life, hasn't he? Now, what have you been doing showing here? Gratefulness or ungratefulness? Gratefulness or ungratefulness? When the teachers were mentioned, everybody started shouting, wow! But when the Sheikh came, everybody, on that side especially, I saw a strange movement that I never even would have seen in Ghana, all of Ghana, sorry, or Ghana, when I said. That has hurt my feeling. That has hurt my feeling. That doesn't send me the right message. Because in Islam, when you say Allah is greater, what does it mean? That means your ethics are high. Your ethics are high. And one of which is humbleness and being grateful. Humbleness and being grateful. If you don't have these two, you will never prosper in your life. You will never prosper in your life. Humbleness, and that's the meaning of a Muslim. Somebody who humbles himself and submits himself to God. If you don't, you're not going to rise high. Because the humbler you are, the higher in the status in the sight of Allah you become. Muslims and non-Muslim. Allah is greater. That is it is a word that we always hear every day. But it has been sent to make sure that when you read by the name of Allah. When you conduct yourself and leave your home, you live by the name of Allah. When you do something, you do it by the name of Allah. When you deal with people, you deal by the name of Allah so that you become a better person. You become better ethical person that can do wonders. I felt this is me coming here. I'm enjoying every minute here, except for today, something got me a little bit off. And I'm tough about it, by the way, not to you. It is just to make sure that I want you, because you are the one who will be leading Ghana. You will be leading Ghana. This is the future leader now. I'm looking at the future leaders. If the future leaders are not humble and are not inspirationally guided, and they have unlimitedness in their aspiration, Ghana will go backward. You are the future leaders. And you are the message of Ghana. You are what? You are the message of Ghana. You are the message of Ghana. Ghana needs you in as much as it needs anybody in this hall. Those teachers, they are doing fully their duty. But Ghana needs you to fully exert your effort and continue learning, not just in school and outside school, so that you become a true leader. And if you want to become a true leader, you have to have the ingredients of leadership. And the ingredients of leaderships, you have to make sure your skills are always developed in addition to the school. When we say Iqra, when it came to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in the cave, it says Iqra, the first what do you call it? Motivational aspiration. Read. And this is the word that needs to continue with you. If you really want to have power, In your talents and capability, you have to continuously learn. You have to continuously develop your skills. You have to continuously develop your competencies. But when you read in the name of Allah. Meaning what? You get knowledge and knowledge and knowledge and knowledge, but you boundary it with ethics and morality. And not any ethics, not man-made ethics. It has to be godly ethics that will make you what? Different. You have all the ingredients of good mannerism, good people, well-bred, good respect. You have a lot of things. You are from tribes that know how to respect elderly. This is what I've noticed here. This, you don't find it in those Western countries and other places. You're lucky. You are amongst this society. Some people aspire to go to America, aspire to go. But if you go there, you start disintegrating your family members. You lose your identity. Yes, I might seek knowledge, but I will lose also other things in the process. You're lucky that you are amongst tribe. You're lucky that you have mothers and fathers that are always with you. They don't have it there in the West. These are traditions that we all have as tribe. I'm from a tribe, famous tribe also, not just in the Gulf, the whole of Gulf. So you have to make sure you maintain this. Don't let anybody to come and hijack your identity, like what has been done, unfortunately, by the colonizer. They came, they gave you something, and they left, and they are still stealing, the wealth of this Ghana, the wealth of Africa in general. Unfortunately, some people have been hijacked mentally, and we have this all over. When colonizers come, they leave their traces in some of the people. It's not about Islam or Christianity or this. It's about you preserving your identity. But of course, we would love to see you, looking for the truth, searching for the truth, which is everybody's quest. Search for the truth, and the truth will set you free, as they say. In Islam, we free every day when you leave. When you leave the house, either you will destroy yourself or you will save yourself. Either you will liberate yourself or destroy yourself. You liberate it when you connect with the greater. And you will destroy it if you leave the creator, the greater. This is why, Allahu Akbar, these words have been prophesied in Isaiah in the Old Testament about the song that will come and resonate for all to come, for all years to come, till the day. And in that call, there will be the truth. Prophet Muhammad, when these words were revealed to him, Allah, 1,400 years. The question, why these words are still resonating? Why these words are still resonating? Because there is a secret in every word. This is one of the workshops that we give in cross-cultural communication. And it's very important to understand the meaning as Muslim and even as Christian, because this call is not meant for the Muslim only. It is meant to resonate all over the globe, so the people will listen to it, try to understand it. At the end, who is talking is Allah, not us human being. Allah is talking through these revealed words to all humanity. Now, if we read the Quran, we have to make sure that it is not just for the sake of money. We read the Quran. Why, when this person came and started, this boy came and recited, everybody was wow, because these words are so godly, not because of him just reciting. These words are so godly, and if it hits your heart, it will make an impact on it if you are sincere and you listen and you write to reason. These are not the words of a human being. Arabic language, 1,400 years, the Quran is still the same. Not even one word has been changed, because God has said that He's going to descend this or bring this down, and He's going to preserve it. Until today, nobody dares even to touch it. And no matter how much they try to distort it, the words, because this is a final revelation, and Prophet Muhammad is the last messenger who came 600 years after Isa, Jesus, peace be upon him, to correct what has been attached to this personality, great personality, Jesus, peace be upon him. And to crown this by the message of complete peaceful submission, which is not only the message of Muhammad, which is the message of Adam, peace be upon him. Complete peaceful submission to Allah, not to creation, not to people, not to stones, not to images, not to prophets. It is to the creator of all creation. So my point, I'm just saying to you, I know I might have been a little bit harsh with my boys here, but because I love you and I want the best for you. And we have to be grateful all the time to those who are dedicating. Imagine Sheikh did not bring me here. He came all the way to Saudi Arabia, to have a meeting with me, to make sure I come here. Why is that? Because he cares about Ghana and the welfare of Ghana. For the Muslim and the non-Muslim. In that school, we have Muslims and non-Muslim. And this is so beautiful because you have bouquet of flowers. Bouquet of flowers. Every flower adds beauty and aroma that we need to smell. And you are the small flowers that they are growing. So we need to make sure that this is always there. Whether people become Muslim or not, this is between them and God. Nobody can force people like the colonizers came all over and started forcing their agenda on people. No, this is not in Islam. It is forbidden to do this. It is totally forbidden to do this. If somebody does this, he is making a big sin. And a Muslim does not believe in Jesus and all the prophets, peace be upon them all, 124,000 prophets and messengers came, 124 came. Adam the first, the last one is Muhammad. If a Muslim doesn't believe in one of them, he is not a Muslim. What does this tell you? Because their message is one, which is complete, peaceful submission to God. What is the name of the God? Allah. Who says this? It's old, even in the Old Testament, the New Testament is mentioned there. Allah, that's the name of Allah, God. So with this, I hope I have not hurt the feeling of anybody here. I'm here, your guest. And if I said something that is good, it is not from my power or talent or capability. It's from, again, the greater. And if I said something that is wrong, it is from my aching self and weakness that I have and my whispering soul. Again, I would like to thank the management and all the shuyukh. Sorry for not introducing it, but I just felt I needed to say something. I was burning, so I have to say this. Thank you, the shuyukh, for all of you. Thank you, the administration. Thank you, everybody here, for making sure that everything is done in the best way. Most importantly, I love the teachers. These are my homeboys and my homegirls, as they say, because I was a teacher. I was the head of English department. I was the head of human resource department. I was the head of academic and curriculum and testing. And I know how the teacher feels. If the teacher is not the king in his classroom, there's a problem with the management. The teacher must always be the king in his classroom. The teacher must always be the king and the lady the queen in her classroom, because they suffer a lot, and they are the ones that really shape the generation for the future. And this is the best job, and it is the job of the prophets and the messengers. So this is the best job. Don't tell me engineers, doctor. No, these are the builders of generations, the leaders of the future. Please, my advice to you, stand up, everybody. I want you to promise me one thing. Stand up. Raise your hand. Say, I promise you. I promise you. First of all, I promise Allah to respect the teachers and the management and the leaders and the founder. Because if you don't do this, I will never be happy with you. Assalamu alaikum. At-takbir! At-takbir!